Well, we're going to completely reframe that today. We're looking at the HSA not as a chore, but as a truly powerful, almost hidden path forward for your financial future. When you actually use it correctly, it goes from a mundane medical account to literally the most efficient wealth-building engine legally available to you. But here is a wild reality check. Right now, only 10% of Americans actually use an HSA at all. So just opening one already puts you ahead of 90% of the population. But get this, of that 10%, only 13% take the crucial next step. That means a microscopic 1.3% of people are actually investing the funds inside their HSA. Why? Mostly it's just a lack of financial education. A lot of folks don't even know the investing feature exists, or they're terrified of locking their money away. Well, by the end of this explainer, you're going to have the exact cheat code you need to bypass all that confusion, level up, and manage your money better than 98.7% of people. So let's establish exactly what this thing is. Officially, a health savings account is designed for folks on a high-deductible health plan to pay for qualified medical expenses. Honestly, that's the boring standard definition. I want you to change how you view it entirely. Imagine a doodle of a stealthy ninja. Think of it not just as a debit card for a doctor's visit, but as this stealthy, boss-level wealth accumulator. It hides right under the IRS's nose, completely disguised as basic healthcare admin. But in reality, it's a compound interest machine just waiting for you to flip the switch. Section 1, the ultimate wealth tool. To really start unlocking this account's potential, we've got to clear up a massive misconception first. A lot of people fatally confuse the HSA with an FSA, a flexible spending account. Imagine a doodle of a bucket with a giant hole in the bottom. That's an FSA. It's a use it or lose it account, meaning your money literally drains away at the end of the year if you don't spend it. An HSA is entirely different. Picture a sturdy, impenetrable steel piggy bank. Those dollars are yours forever. They just sit there, rolling over year after year, completely ignoring annual deadlines, serving as a long-term investment vehicle for decades. And you can pack a staggering amount of capital into this piggy bank every single year. Looking at the 2025 limits, individuals can stash away $4,300. Families? You can do $8,550. Oh, and if you're 55 or older, you get an extra $1,000 catch-up contribution. That is a really substantial amount of money. And the magic happens when you do this every single year. Maxing out this vault acts like an accelerate for compound interest, turning your routine contributions into an absolute avalanche of wealth over a 20 or 30-year timeline. Section 2, the quadruple tax advantage. So why put money here instead of just a regular taxable brokerage account? Well, it's all about defense. Imagine a doodle of a stickman holding this massive, indestructible shield, blocking 4 distinct types of tax arrows. Arrow 1, your contributions are tax deductible. Arrow 2, as you invest, the money grows tax deferred without capital gains dragging you down. Arrow 3, pulling the money out for medical expenses in retirement is completely tax-free. And Arrow 4, this one is huge, if you contribute directly through your employer via salary deferral, those dollars completely bypass FICA, or payroll taxes. That's your Social Security and Medicare taxes. To put that into perspective, you're dodging the 22% marginal federal rate plus the 7.65% FICA tax. You're saving nearly 30% right off the bat before the money even hits your bank account. Section 3, the ultimate optimization hack. Okay, if the tax shield is your armor, here is your ultimate offensive move to really accelerate things. This is honestly my favorite part. Step 1, when you have a medical expense today, pay for it out of pocket. Just use your regular checking account or a rewards credit card and keep the receipt. Step 2, invest your HSA dollars instead of spending them and let them compound. Step 3, at any point in the future, you reimburse yourself using those saved receipts. Picture planting a receipt in the ground like a magic seed. Because there is absolutely no time limit on when you can reimburse yourself, you can let those invested funds grow into a massive beanstalk over the years. A great tip here, just snap a quick picture of the receipt and throw it into a digital folder on your phone. By the time you harvest it, that original expense is a tiny blip on the radar, but you've generated immense tax-free wealth. Section 4. Are you eligible? Let's make sure you actually have the key to open this vault. You have to be enrolled in a high-deductible health plan to contribute. Now, full disclosure, this is not for absolutely everyone. If you have predictably high medical expenses coming up, like, say, a pregnancy or a major surgery, you might actually want a traditional, lower deductible plan. But if you're relatively healthy, high-deductible plans generally offer way lower monthly premiums. The secret strategy is taking the money you save on those premiums and injecting it straight into your HSA vault. Just check your plan for an HSA eligible checkbox or make sure it meets these 2025 IRS thresholds for deductibles and out-of-pocket maximums. Once you're in, you're probably wondering what actually counts as a qualified medical expense, right? It's surprisingly broad. You can verify exactly what's covered by checking out these massive online databases at healthequity.com or hsastore.com. We're not just talking about doctors' copays. We're talking everyday stuff like sunscreen, contact lens solution, first aid kits, thousands of over-the-counter meds. It makes finding valid receipts to save incredibly easy. You also have options on where to actually hold this account. If your employer offers one, you absolutely want to use it to snag that automatic FICA tax break straight out of your paycheck. But what if your employer's provider has terrible investment choices and high fees? Well, you can actually transfer those funds, even while you're still working there, to a completely free outside provider like Fidelity. You brilliantly capture the payroll tax break at work and then sweep the funds out to a zero-fee account to optimize your growth. It's the best of both worlds. Section 5, the retirement endgame. Let's fast forward and look at the final boss battle of your financial journey. According to Fidelity's 2024 retiree benefits study, if we factor in a conservative 3% inflation rate over the next few decades, an average single retiree in the year 2055 should expect to face this terrifying number: $400,000 in healthcare expenses. Imagine a doodle of a giant, intimidating monster. It's a daunting figure that completely derails so many people's golden years because they just didn't prepare an adequate shield for it. But here's where the math gets really fun. If you simply max out an individual HSA at that $4,300 limit and get an average 8% market return over 30 years, boom, you build an unstoppable war chest of roughly $530,000. You handily defeat that final boss with absolute ease. And the most beautiful part? It means all of your other retirement assets, your 401k, your IRA, your real estate, they get to be left completely untouched to fund the actual fun stuff, like travel and adventures. Now, you might be looking at this and genuinely wondering, what if I'm too good at this? What if my investments crush it? I reach retirement with $500,000, but I don't really get sick. Does that extra money just disappear? Am I penalized for being an awesome saver? Absolutely not. Having too much tax-free money is a fantastic problem to have. Once you hit age 65, the rules change. If you have excess funds, you can withdraw them penalty-free for literally any expense. Buying a boat, going to Europe, paying for groceries, you name it. For non-medical stuff, it's just simply taxed as ordinary income. Think about it. If you built up that money in a traditional 401k, it's all taxed as ordinary income anyway. So the absolute worst case scenario here is that your leftover superpower money simply transforms into a backup 401k. It is a totally foolproof, no-lose strategy. By mastering the quadruple tax shield and planting those receipt seeds to let your investments compound, the HSA literally lets you stretch your dollars further than almost any other financial vehicle on the planet. You now have the exact blueprint that 98.7% of people are completely ignoring. The vault door is wide open and the math is entirely in your favor. So the only question left is, are you going to step inside, or are you going to keep leaving all that tax-free wealth on the table?
Freedom isn't given, it's built, and it starts with what you do next.